So my name is Megan Kelly. I'm going to be doing the Submax steady state treadmill test. This is Mimi.
Hi.
I have Mimi warming up right now at 2.0 speed. She's been warming up for about 2 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and bump her up to a speed of 4.0. That's a speed that is an estimate on my part that I think will get her to her Submax range. She's 25 years old, so her max heart rate is not 190, and her Submax range at 65 to 80% is 123 to 151. So I'm going to go ahead and bump her up now. So prior to starting the test, I took her blood pressure, and we had that calculated at 114/76 on the lower end of normal. So Mimi's pretty healthy. I also took her resting heart rate at 64. So the goal of this particular test is to get her to a steady state at 2 different consecutive stages. So this first stage, we have her at a 0 grade at a speed of 4.0, and I'm going to check her heart rate at the 3rd minute and the 4th minute to see if her heart rate has evened out and make sure that that's in her Submax range. So she's right at a minute right now. Prior to the test, we discussed Mimi's cardiovascular risk factors. She is a non-smoker. She's not obese. She's under the age of 55, so for a female, that doesn't put her at a risk factor. She doesn't have a family history of heart disease. None of her family members have had a heart attack before the age of 55 for the females in her family. She doesn't live a sedentary lifestyle, and she doesn't have hypertension or abnormal cholesterol. So she's 5'2", and she weighs 126 pounds, so we calculated her BMI at 23.1, which is the normal range. So. What would you say your RPE is right now?
It's about a 7.
Okay, so her RPE for now is a 7. I'm going to take that one more time from her before I bump her up to the next stage if we get a steady heart rate. So she's approaching minute 3, so I'm going to go ahead and take her heart rate. Okay, so I calculated it out, and her heart rate right now is at 124. So that's on the low end of her Submax range right now. I'm going to go ahead and take her blood pressure. Okay, so her blood pressure is 118/78 right now. I'm going to go ahead and take her heart rate one more time. She's right at 4 minutes right now. Okay, so her heart rate has gone up to 128, but since that's within 4 beats per minute, that's still considered a steady state. So I'm going to go ahead and bump up the treadmill grade to 5%. Okay, so she's going to work at this level for another 3 minutes, and then I'm going to check her heart rate, and again at the 3rd and 4th minute at this stage, and we're going to see if it's steady state again. Amy, what would you say your RPE is right now?
I'd say we're getting into the 11-12 range.
Okay, so she's about 11 right now. 11 to 12, she said. So what I'm going to be monitoring with the blood pressure is just making sure that the diastolic blood pressure doesn't rise more than 10 or in particular start dropping. Otherwise, we would want to stop the test if that was the case. But it's normal to see a rise in the systolic blood pressure to a certain extent, not a huge jump. So she's at about 6.5 minutes right now, so I'm going to get ready to take her heart rate one more time. So her heart rate has gone up. It's gone up to 140. So the 5% grade did cause an increase there. I'm going to go ahead and take her blood pressure one more time. Okay, so her blood pressure is now 136/84. I'm going to go ahead and take her heart rate one more time. Okay, so her heart rate is about the same. It's 142 now. So that's considered our second steady state. So I'm going to go ahead and have her cool down now for 5 minutes. I'm going to reduce the grade back down to 0 and reduce the speed to 2.0.
What was your RPE at this point?
About a 14.
Okay, so her final RP was about a 14, so that's good. I would go ahead and take her blood pressure one more time and heart rate one more time after the cool down to make sure that it's dropped back down at a normal level as well.